She's fond of the more tortury aspects of parenthood.
Poor baby.
Whatever you get, homie. You never be in here, but I know it works.
All right, let's do the damn thing.
Does anyone remember what happened last time with D&D?
Check my
Me and Patrick
notes.
didn't get our dragon bones that we wanted.
I do remember that. That's for sure.
We beat it. We turned the blood dragon into complete goop.
Indeed.
Found some wood.
Whether he was
Lit
solid
the
or not.
yeah, lit the beacon called Gondor.
Mm-hmm.
That flame does not go out now, and upon doing so, just like whenever you know, find a secret passage in Zelda, ding 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 ding, and it fucking statue in the courtyard split open, and we went down, and there was this grandiose meeting hall for all the dragon knights.
Exactly. Last time, you've been in the great keep of Argynvost for some time now. Exploring the long dead corpse of the castle has left you with wounds, fear, and a morose sense of loss. The once great castle is now just another ghost in Strahd's land, another drop of blood in his goblet. You looked around the first for a while and quickly went up to the top, found the great signal beacon, long since unlit and cold. Guarding it, another one of Strahd's minions arose, the Blood Dragon. The terrible, liquid scale beast, perhaps existing only to keep the castle forever in darkness, struck out against you, but you prevailed. I expected you to try to use the ballistas at some point, but nevertheless, you sent it back to a cold,
I didn't know that was an option.
blood-covered hell from whence it came. Lighting the great beacon, it gasped in life and pushed back the choking darkness with a brilliant flame, one that could not be quenched and would not die again unless Strahd himself came to put an end to it. With the flames behind you, you push downward into the hidden basement of Castle Argynvost. The basement is a bit misnamed. The place is actually huge and beautiful. Expecting something dank and dreary, this is apparently where the Dragon Knights, as you said, sort of had their private domain, away from hosting galas and proceeding over commoners' concerns and requests, that sort of thing. Here, the motifs are more bare and Spartan, but much more heartfelt. Several corners are dedicated to fallen knights, their broken armor and rusted swords displayed proudly. The chivalrous tenets are carved into the baseboards and carved into the ceiling stones itself, providing this endless line of text going through all the rooms like rune stones protecting a homestead. The largest wall has a huge shield symbol, with one side holding the sign of Bahamut, and the other sign showing the sun sigil of the Morning Lord, both outlined in small gleaming jewels that dance in the candlelight, alternating sapphire and topaz. The large basement is quite open and lit with more of those ever-burning candles. To the left is a massive library and study area, uh, as well as some private quarters for the knights. And to the right, there are some dust-covered sparring halls and a few more mostly empty rooms you aren't sure what they're used for. And finally, at the end of that is two large double doors closed tight.
Hey man, these dragon knights ain't about that bougie shit in the castle. So the room we're standing in, we see two large double doors closed, a library, and another room.
Yes, it's very open. Just like the walls are not full, they just kind of intersect like L-shaped, and you can see a library and like some quarters over to the left, and then on the right is like this big wide open area with like a raised platform in the middle, and you can only imagine like sword training or a sparring would go on here, and there's two shut doors blocking further view.
I say we take a look in the library, see if there's anything we could find that might be useful. Any information
Yeah, no,
about
I think that's probably the best
I
idea.
second the library.
A quick left.
here.
The library is in a bad state. From above, moonlight and little slips of rain jut through the cracks over what was once a window out from the top, kind of like a sunlight, or a sunroof, um, sun window, whatever. That likely had to be cleaned and maintained above, and now is covered in layers of mud and abandoned. Um, a few cracks and broken windows here and there allow moisture in, and almost all of the books have melded together into a moldy mess of ruin. A few remaining titles stick out here and there, but most seem innocuous enough. History books, knightly tales, battle strategy, that sort of thing. Apart from the muck and mold, you see the rooms ahead of you, which seem to be private quarters, and a lot of ruined books.
I'm gonna look and see if there's any kind of any areas where the books might have not been ruined. Like if there's any that have kind of somehow made it through all of the drama and bullshit of living in this place and actually survived some.
Give me a perception check.
That is 15.
15. There are some that just by pure luck or just not enough time going by that have survived the mold and wet overtake. But like I said, they're mostly just like strategizing books, um, knightly code, uh, histories of lords and ladies, that sort of thing. If that's any interest to you.
Not particularly, no.
What was the
Exactly
other
what I
room that
think.
wasn't the double doors?
A sparring hall.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow James in there too.
And about face, you go the other direction. To the right is a large, empty room. You only assume it's a sparring hall because it has a big raised square area in the center, maybe like 2 or 3 inches off the ground. It seems like the perfect place to have a one-on-one battle, or maybe practice or exercise.
Is there any
Otherwise
weapons or
pretty
anything?
empty. Give me perception. Probably don't need it, but give me perception just for the fun of it.
That's
19.
an 8.
With the 19, there are a few weapons in the dust, most now well rusted and old. Around you can find quite a few here and there.
Anything special about them? Anything particular stands out?
Not especially.
Is there anything else in the room that looks detailed?
In this room, no. You have the doors blocking further view to the left side, and on the right you have all the other rooms you haven't explored just yet.
So wait, okay, so on the left is I'm trying to
Doors.
get in the map of my head where we are.
hmm
So so you turned right and that was the library and left was the
Sparring hall.
sparring hall. And then what's the last door?
Continuing on right past the library, there are rooms.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we'll go check out the rooms if there's anything we need this other stuff.
The rooms here are a lot more private, each one likely holding some high-ranking knight who either lived in the keep or needed to stay at the keep for business or whatever would bring him away from his or her fiefdom at the time. The rooms are quite nice, each with armor racks, a hearth, a writing desk, etc. Most have been stripped clean. Personal effects and armor would have been taken before any climactic final battle with Strahd. Um, the largest room, likely belonging to Vladimir himself, the Lord Knight, um, does have a few interesting items, though. Um, I assume you go in.
Yeah, for sure. I want to check for. Is there any way like I'd like to check for traps?
What did we say for that? We looked it up.
So I have a spell and I can normally just check because I'm me, but
Yeah,
like
Normal checking for traps is investigation.
Yeah, it says when you look around for clues and stuff.
Perception
make
is looking at what's in the room. Investigation is looking at details of something in the room. Been doing this for 3
20,
years.
so we don't generally use investigation for this.
We don't look for traps. We just walk over them and we're like, oh, that hurt.
So what's it gonna be?
20. So I guess investigation.
You got a 20 on your investigation? Is that what you said?
You just do a 20. Like a nat 20.
Wow. No traps.
All right.
Just dust.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't about to get something. I've already lost 2 characters. I'm being careful, man. We ain't doing this twice.
No
Again.
traps. Everybody who has a wiener, you're aware of it.
You're gonna get canceled. The largest room, belonging to Vladimir, appears thoroughly ransacked. Cobwebs and dust have taken over the room. A huge painting hangs on the wall, slashed almost in two, one side languishing down as it hangs just barely clinging to the canvas. The large bed has been turned over and sits in a heap. Ripped apart books and parchment lies on the floor. Roll me perception.
18.
14.
Was it 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got an 18. I got a 14.
Oh, you, James.
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
There you go.
James, it appears that most of anything of any value has been taken from this room. Um, but tucked away in a crevice on the side of the turned over bed, you see a slip of parchment, half of it apparently being ripped out, but half of it remaining.
I inspect the little piece of paper.
It appears to be a journal page, perhaps of Vladimir's. The journal page reads, in an archaic way of both writing and speaking, it says, "All is lost to me now. The devil has won this day. The silver dragon's wings are plucked. My warrior's heart stopped beating. Evil surrounds I, and my wounds will take me soon. My body will die, but my spirit shall live on. Let the silver dragon be recorded in history as a beacon of good and honor. I, on the other hand, shall be a revenant of wrath and despair. I have killed Strahd with my own hands, yet he still lives. Hark, gods! If you can hear a dying knight's last command, let I be trapped in this hell, just as Strahd is. Let I become his warden and his bane. Death's rest shall elude you. Death's rest shall elude I until the devil is excised. It is getting dark now. With my last words, I spit hate against you. Forgive my ignoble heart, Argynvost." The rest is unintelligible. The blood appears to be coughed up on the page in a splatter.
It's great.
Hmm.
And it was hidden behind the slashed painting.
It was hidden like under the bed in the debris. James just happened to find it.
Oh, okay.
Lily, where's my case?
Uh,
Lily, where's my case?
Lily, where's your foot? Oh, no.
whoever listens to these videos, like, I hope to God they're like these people have the most hectic fucking lives.
Kids, man.
Fucking broken foot. And then it doesn't even slow down. That's the most shitty part about it. I was like, yeah, finally something to slow. Nope. No. We got home and she's immediately running, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on, man? My kid's broken footed ass is just falling across the house. It's true, man. Nothing stops her.
Just but a flesh wound.
What
Uh,
and how many more rooms did we have before the double door?
0.
0.
All that's left to you in this basement is the double doors of fate.
I guess I'll go to the double doors and check them out and see if anything's wrong with them or anything like that.
The double doors are quite beautiful, dark oak carved to look like the face of a dragon. Its almond-shaped eyes made of thin, pale blue glass. Uh, to be regular doors.
Just figured the doors beyond them.
I kicked the doors open with gusto.
Of course he would.
The doors open to a huge hall called the Dragon's Vault.
Why is it James can't ever play like like every character he's gotta be? God damn it.
Yeah, you should try to make a scaredy cat like wizard one day just to be totally different.
Don't mind the fact that, let me kick the doors open. There's possibly a rigged ram on the other side that's gonna blow your ass the moment the doors
Oh,
open.
I'm staying back.
One of
man.
these
Learn my
days,
lesson.
Garrett will do it, and I'll just be like, I deserve that.
We were playing Dark Heresy one time with my other group, and I warned them, Dark Heresy's dangerous. If you just rush in, you're gonna die. One character uh, kicked open the door, trying to get the surprise on them, but they had already been seen, and the character's just like, bah, 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 just bullets, it's an ambush. It's like, these
I
people are
told your
smart.
asses. Alright, so
Massive room is centered with an extremely long table that can maybe sit 50 or more people. Candelabras dot the table every few feet with dancing candlelight, and silver plates sit unused and dust covered. Above, the ceiling is a giant glass circular sun window, though it is now quite dark, as dirt and time has buried the site above. Only a few blinks of lightning can be seen through the cracks in the dirt and the glass. A chandelier of considerable size hangs on a reinforced part of the ceiling. It's a dark yellow color, shaped like a very stylized sun, with a wide candle-topped sun rays going out in every direction. A huge hearth is lit and fire blasting, though you feel no warmth at all, only a biting cold. At the head of the table, a heavily armored man sits, as though awaiting you. His dragon armor is immaculate and beautifully stylized with wings and fangs and scales.
Is it made of blood? Because I don't want to fight him if he's made of blood.
No. He sits patiently, a huge lance at his chair and a greatsword at his belt. Up with great manners and welcomes you. He says, "Welcome to my hall. I can only ask that you leave me. The living no longer have welcome in these halls." He drinks from a wine goblet, though the wine passes through his ghostly form. He sits back down in a slump. It's like, what could you possibly want from a broken knight of a broken order?
We're here to end Strahd's reign, and although I know that you've tried, uh, we believe that it's the only chance that any of us have, with trying to let people live normal lives.
Hearing your intent to kill Strahd, his demeanor changes. His hand grips tight on his sword. No, I cannot allow that. The only light in this grave of my own failure is to make sure Strahd is stuck in this cage for eternity. I must stop you. He can't be allowed to die again. Instead, like me, he must suffer eternally in a hell of his own creation, from which he can never escape. He raises his greatsword, huge, one-handed, and says, "Roll initiative."
What does that mean, sir? Just fucking.
Sir, what is that? What are we rolling?
Well, I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna go last.
I rolled a 22, motherfucker.
7.
Them dice is on me tonight.
Yeah, I'm done. Let's see. Okay.
6 in total. Not that I think that has anything at all to. That's Mary Wolf.
Death is. Wait.
I can't
Think
help but
that.
wonder if we could have avoided this at all.
He's kind of got a trigger word. Mentioned it in his journal, but you instantly said that.
What? Strahd?
Yeah, he said he's gonna be a revenant of revenge and keep Strahd in this cage, keeping him alive so he's caged off. But anyway, hearing your intent to kill Strahd, his demeanor changes. His hand grips tight on the sword. No, I cannot allow that. He brings up the great sword, huge. The knight, unnaturally tall in his spectral form, seeming to swirl between corporeal and not and mist and smoke. He raises his great sword and puts down his knightly visor on his helmet, ready for battle. Um, you see other forms appear on the edges of the seat.
Can I say anything to him? Do we have like any time to respond at all
Was it
verbally?
something I said? You
Yeah.
say
No, I
as he
was.
stabs into you.
I wasn't gonna say that.
On your turn, you can. You see other forms begin to materialize. Knights just as he is, though not quite as corporeal, in the chairs around him, in the Great Hall. Let me move you guys. That's some like visuals if you need them. As battle goes, let me bring you over here. This is the Great Table. This is you guys. He's not here. He's not here. This such been adjusted.
Woo! Oh, this man looks cool.
The knight clasps down his helmet, ready for battle. Kalagath, it is your turn.
You should try to talk to him. He seems very receptive. If you haven't noticed.
You want James to talk to him? Jesus Christ.
Well, if it keeps us from fucking dying, I'll talk to anybody.
Kalagath?
I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about?
How far away are they?
It's a long table. It sits about 50 or so. So, yeah, you got some.
You'd assume 50 to 60 people if one person is about 2 foot wide.
Yeah, it's big table. You know, like half of that because it's both sides. So like 50 feet away.
If I do a full movement, will all 4 of them be 30 feet away from me?
Yes.
I make my full movements, dead center of all of them, and I channel divinity.
You're jumping on the table.
Yeah. I run on the table,
Oh,
kicking his fucking candelabras everywhere and all his
Yeah.
plates and
You
shit.
kick
I just
candelabras
fuck it all
everywhere.
up, man.
Plates are being strewn. Wine goblets kicked off. Your heavy boots make a thud on the wood as plates raise up on the weight of your run up. You're standing above under this giant chandelier and glass window on top. You look down at these ghostly forms, but the knight Vladimir is just as tall as you are, if not taller, in his unnatural spectral form.
it's terrifying.
What do you
This
do?
isn't Coyote or
Which
it's
channel
Kalagath,
divinity?
hopefully.
I turn undead.
Turn undead! I don't think they even get a save against that, do they?
They do a DC 15, so it's actually pretty passable.
Hmm.
I thought that might be the spell itself.
It's a wisdom save.
Well, roll your damage. You don't know.
Oh, there's no damage to it. They just have to run away from me.
Oh man, so difficult. Run away!
They have to spend the next minute running from me if they fail.
Jesus. Well, isn't that like the rest of the battle, pretty much?
Until they take damage. If you hit them, it takes it off. So it's like regular fear.
Shit.
Well, 2 are running like sissy girls.
Okay, they will.
And
Step to the top
that's
of the
all I can
table.
do.
All focused on you. You grasp your arrow makeshift necklace, thinking of the natural god you follow. nothing could be more unnatural than stepping outside the cycle of life and death, and you abhor them. A green, bright light of life shines from you. They wrench their ghostly arms in front of their faces, trying to block it, but it is from within and without. It burns them as though a sun would burn a vampire. They do not seem happy about it.
Mm.
They're not
First class trash.
I shout something priestly like, "Flee from me, you abominations!"
This gets a lot of attention, obviously. So Vladimir is gonna do some stuff. Vladimir, huge and terrible in his armor, grasps the giant lance at his side and hurls it at you. It's really hard for him to miss. He might. Let me get a dice over here. Oh no, he doesn't miss.
Oh shit!
Throws this enormous lance at you, maybe 7 foot tall. He wields it as though it was a paper in his hands, so light for him. Wrenching back his old and seasoned muscles, he throws it at you. As it pierces the air for a split second, you see this giant blue aura overtake the spear tip, and its twisted, bladed fangs on top, on the tip. As it stabs into you, you are awash in this wave of cold. All of you see this blue energy explode from it as it hits James square in the chest. How much damage is it gonna do?
Sweet Jesus Christ!
So, just a reminder, we didn't heal after that dragon fight.
I thought we
No,
took a rest. I was sworn we took a rest, man. Because somebody had made a comment specifically about resting.
There's another 5 in there.
That was after the
Sure.
spider fights.
He rolled about as low as he possibly could have for 16.
Well, I'm still alive.
He seems to float over to you, melding through the table itself, pulling out his greatsword. He goes into combat with you. What's your AC? 20, 19, right?
Hang on. AC is 18.
18. One hit. So with a greatsword, hello, 15 damage. As he strikes you, he seems almost.
Sorry, my sister came in the room. Am I taking more damage?
You took 15, right?
It was 16, but yes.
Yeah, you took another 15.
Yes.
Good God, I am dead.
Oh, god damn it.
He says, "Feel my agony!" As he strikes you down with his enormous greatsword.
We're not even trying to be dicks, man. We just wanted you to go. Just want to
I just
talk.
want y'all to run away.
2 revenants will do so. You got your channel divinity off. But yeah, it still counts, I think.
I don't know. I guess.
They're feared.
I mean, I might be dead, but my God isn't. So that's
Yes,
the.
true. So a minute, if they come back, if it goes a minute, I'll bring them back. 1 revenant left. He revenants over to the closest person. It looks like Dathis. It is you. It looks like a twist of smoke and mist. It's barely there. You can see the sheen of its armor. It strikes you with a long sword, but the sword just goes completely through you, and it kind of twirls into a misty vapor, making spirals in the air. It does no damage. Strangely enough,
Take any damage?
no damage.
You do have herpes, though.
Oh, you rolled low. That's just a flavor. Ixalan.
So that's 10 rounds of them having to flee?
Yes.
Good Christ.
I'm not complaining. I hope their asses come off in this shit.
Ooh, let's see what I can do. Um, I will walk to the edge around the right side of the table, and as I'm doing so, I will say, Sir Vladimir, we're here to seek help in putting Strahd down once and for all. We didn't come here to fight. We came seeking answers. We were given some tarot cards that stated that we would find help here, specifically with the Knights of Argynvos, that would help us bring a final end to the reign of Strahd.
He says, I will help you. I will help you to your senses. Uh, a fool like you cannot be suffered. The knightly order is broken, and now Strahd and myself must stay in these lands till the end of time.
I croak. I think my ribs are broken too.
What if we're
Pretty sure
destined to be
a
the next?
straight through the chest doesn't do well.
What if we were destined to come here by fate to continue the Knights' orders and carry on their tradition?
He says, I believed in fate once. Look where it got me. How about you? It's probably about all he got for this round. It's only 6 seconds, so.
Well, if that's the case, then
Slap it.
I guess.
It's not gonna listen to that easy.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out. I guess I'm going to Misty Step to the other side behind that wraith. And give it the old college try for a 13.
Would you just like go to sleep?
13 does not hit.
Does not hit. Didn't think so.
You're like, not only does it not hit, he laughs at you.
That's the end of my turn.
You can barely see. You see the outline of the armor, but trying to put a blade in it, it all just turns to smoke. It seems that this being is only sort of on this plane of existence, and dealing with it is going to be difficult, both for it and for you. Dathis.
What?
No. I'm just trying to think of what I can do because I mean these guys they're ghosts, man. I mean, I don't know what.
Garrett, don't forget Big Bad's with us.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
So I'm gonna silence. I'm gonna cast silence on the main guy.
Alright.
Vladimir?
What's the resist for that?
Almost. Okay, that's true.
Let's see. It doesn't. I don't see it. This is a concentration spell. Up to 10 minutes long. Components VS.
You just create a sphere. He can just walk outside of it, But
Oh, really?
yeah, it's not a something you do for a person. You like silence a room, fight
Oh.
within it, that kind of thing. It's a 20-foot sphere.
Oh, well, shit. I thought it was going to be like silence, like Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, in the case of a spell having somatic components, I don't think they work anymore.
Yeah, if he's within the sphere, he can't. He's not going to be casting any magic.
Or not somatic, verbal, not somatic.
Yes.
But you know what I meant.
Did.
I don't. I mean, again, you guys know I'm pretty new to using a lot of these spells. This is not really common for me. So.
If he's casting
I
shit
guess-
like Naruto, it's all go.
How big is the room?
Large, quite large, maybe 150 feet or so.
That's not helpful.
Big square. Meeting hall.
Is his armor corporeal or is that?
It
No.
goes in and out. Yes is the short answer, but flavor-wise, they're difficult to hit. But you feel like if you get the timing right, you can hit them.
Okay.
Both of them.
All right. Well,
Weapons required for these guys.
I'll shoot him with my longbow.
Wraith in front of you or big BBG?
Oh, there's a wraith in front of me. Fuck. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna try to. Guess I'm gonna try to cut him up.
Mm-hmm.
This is helping my business.
What you got?
All right. First is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Second is a 19 to hit.
That also hits.
All right. 6 plus 4. So 10 damage, 9 damage. So 19 damage in total.
Nice. You slice through him. Your first strike goes straight through him and just leaves a line of mist and smoke. But going again, you catch hard steel and flesh. It seems he's like blinking in and out, just barely in this plane. It's a matter of timing, and you get the feeling for it, and you cut him just as he is in this plane of existence, beyond the grave. 19.
You wolf.
Yeah, Wolfie.
And then death
Oh,
save.
yeah. I forget that I have to. Everything's the thing now.
I gotta look at my notes. Am I failing my first death save, or did we already do that?
I think you are.
I think. Let me see.
Okay. So he is going to bite. Gets a
Yes. I am failing my
20,
first death save.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2. 7 damage.
Nice. Bed, very attuned to you, attacks when you do, and catching him just at the right time, he rips a chunk in his temporarily corporeal leg, almost knocking it off balance, but it seems to float in between its strings to this reality. Irina says, "Health potion! Someone throw me a health potion." Does anyone have a health potion?
I do, but I don't have any actions.
She will go and grab it from your person.
Come and take it, baby girl.
But that's about all she can do, because I feel like that. I don't want to cheat the system too much. She runs over, grabs it. That's an action. Close enough. She says, "Okay, 6 seconds. That it took a second to grab it. Calgath, make me a death save."
Fail it.
Okay, so as a reminder, James, the last time that you were unconscious, you had that debuff to where you automatically had one death fail.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. No, like it
So
automatically
one,
happens.
and then
Yep.
roll.
That's why I said it.
Okay,
It
so
failed.
two.
You gotta make one this turn.
Well, that was the first roll.
No, like
Are you saying you rolled one and failed it, so you have two now?
No, I'm saying this is the first time it came up, and
Okay.
so this one I fail.
But James, per your last unconscious event where you were unconscious and you came back, the status effect that you rolled meant that you automatically had a death fail next time you went unconscious.
Yeah, start with one. That's how
Yeah.
it's meant to be.
Well, I thought it was you fail your first.
It was something like it's 33% harder for you to come back from being unconscious. So basically,
Well, I'll roll it.
you automatically
Okay.
have one death fail.
I believe that. Yeah, that's how I intended it. Anyway.
I fail it anyway. That is a 9.
Ooh, lucky number 2.
Good.
Don't do another one.
God.
Wait, so you're dying?
Oh, I'm super dying. Yeah,
Oh, I would have healed
I'm like the Usain Bolt of dying.
Vladimir grabs your corpse and tosses you towards Arena with great power. Arena tries to catch you, but is kind of barreled down by your weight. Perhaps not as strong as not as weighty as some of your other characters, but you are a large man. You both go in a kind of a crumple as she goes to one knee, trying to hold you back up. Your very unconscious body kind of ragdolls down. Before that, of course, a flip order. He pulls his lance out of your chest, rears it back again, and begins to throw it to. Will he throw it to? Let's see what the D4 says. Salon. He got like a 29. Yes. He throws the lance at you, lightning fast. He moves with such a studious, careful energy. He seems like a well-studied fighter, but as soon as he grabs the lance, it is all fervor, and he throws it at you like a world-class pitcher, hitting you in the back as you are turned around. Though it does not explode into cold like it did with James, it is still a monumental hit. 21.
God, fuck me. Uncanny dodge for half.
Um, he says, embrace your death like me. That's his second line. The ghost is going to attack, both you patches. Now he's in your face. He gets. Wow. Okay. The ghost, not having a good day, swings at you twice. He makes a very strong, shoulder-heavy, like knightly move, kind of almost trying to excise your head. If it would have connected, it would have been a powerful blow. But the blade simply floats through your defense, turning to smoke at the last second. Excellent.
Fuck. I'm just gonna attack this in front of me again.
What'd you say?
Said I was attacking the ghost in front of me, and I
Okay.
got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
So, get my dice. Alright. That attack. Fuck, really? It's going to be 9 damage.
Okay.
And I will sneak attack. Ooh. For 28 more damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I get the double sneak attack damage. And then I will do Wells of the Grave and go for Strahd. Or not Strahd, Vladimir. And I'm assuming I don't get to double that dice.
I don't think so. Kind of a different thing, yeah.
Shit, if you did.
Yeah, really. That is almost max damage for 11.
The Spectre, after slashing through his smoke-like blade, you see him become quite corporeal as he goes for the counter slash on Dathis, seeming to time his connection to this plane just as Dathis is to him. As he's distracted, you just slip a blade in and under, right into his vitals, and just rake upward. As he has his sword high, completely is exposing all his vitals to one side of his body. Finding a chink in his armor, you slice him up. Mist explodes out of his body, and he silently, almost eerily, quietly, just falls to the ground and becomes a puff of smoke, like outward.
I will use my bonus action and say, Vladimir, again, we're not here to fight you. We're here to have help. We intend to end his full reign entirely.
He says, "It is hopeless to go get Strahd, and even if you killed him, it would only free him. Hopelessness reigns now, and I am his champion."
You being here is only holding yourself back. Keeping him here in this plane doesn't do anything different.
Irina pops open the potion bottle, jams it in your mouth. James, Calgath.
Mm.
Um,
How much we healing for?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah,
2d4 plus 2?
correct.
Mm-hmm.
4 plus 2. It's okay, 6.
A paltry sum, but it brings you back to consciousness like a smelling salt almost. You take a breath, and you feel that the cold hands of death are almost around your neck. You wake up to a beautiful woman holding you and a potion bottle in your mouth.
Like,
She
oh my
says-
god. It's
she
like
says,
all the
"Don't worry.
dreams.
Don't worry, mommy's here."
Jeez.
I've got some butter for your popcorn, and it's not dairy.
Oh,
Jesus.
Okay. Calgath, it is actually your turn again. You wake up. You are laying on the ground in great agony.
Hang on, I'm looking at how many times I can channel divinity. I can do it twice. Good.
you don't think you need to heal?
Actually, you can choose I heal myself for 30 points with channel divinity.
Taking Arena's hands off you, you're like, no, let an expert handle this. And you just like turn white as you like go Super Saiyan with healing.
I'll like croak out like thanks, and then just start. Yeah.
The blood comes from the floor, comes back into your body. The twin-fanged lance left this enormous hole right in your chest, almost all the way through, or definitely all the way through your body, and it begins to magically stitch back together, leaving you in a much, much better state than you were.
Does channel divinity count as a spell?
Yes.
You're the one with the spells.
Okay.
It's on the spell list.
All right.
Well, channel divinity has a number of turns per day, and it gives you some of it gives you spells that have turns per day. You know what I mean?
Well, I was just wondering if taking the channel divinity action falls into the whole like you can't cast a spell and a bonus action spell in the same turn thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
Because that's apparently the rule. You know, you can't cast a full action spell and a bonus action spell. You can cast a cantrip and a bonus action spell, but you cannot cast a full action spell and a bonus action spell in the same turn.
What? Really?
That's the rule. I don't like it either.
Hold on.
Is channel divinity a spell? It is not casting a spell.
Doesn't consume
Works
spell
for
slots
me.
when you first get it level 2. You're able to cast it once before you need to recharge it with a long, short rest. If you have the player's handbook or basic rules, so no, it does not take a spell slot.
Not a spell. It gives you spells, which are spells, depending on which class you got. But channeling divinity itself, not a spell.
I will bonus action summon my flavor bow, my spectral floaty bow, and I'm gonna make an attack roll.
What you got?
Big fat 21. Does that hit?
It's
Hell yeah. 4. Gowl! That's like the highest I could roll with that. 11.
wow, 11 whole damage.
Yeah.
You see the arrow pierce him. Perhaps from a magical source, it goes right into him, just like it should, despite his spectral nature.
Mm.
Great. Oh, you're over here now, by the way.
Yeah, but that's what I was looking for.
The great ghost, Vladimir.
Before I end my turn, I'll say you failed at hopelessness because you had given us some hope.
Jeez.
He seems to consider that. He also moves and grabs his lance.
I don't
Hey,
give a
he
shit.
stabbed me. I shot him with an arrow. I feel like that's just fair.
Yeah, but a lance is in my back.
Flavor-wise, then he rolls a d4.
My
Matches.
get.
Let's see.
Oops. No mistake.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, you did this instantly.
He
Either
whip cracks the spear out of you, and that seems to put him off his balance just a little bit. Or maybe it's the arrow, or maybe it's any of the other 100 things. But in a bizarre twist of fate, he actually misses for once. The spear goes shooting off behind you into the wall behind
Maybe
you.
he's born with it. Maybe
Davis.
it's Maybelline.
I'll take it.
But getting close to you, he is going to attack. Ixalan. He hits once. This guy's rolling low. But he hits hard. 4.
for.
14. 14.
All right, I'm gonna uncanny dodge again. For that
Uh,
7.
as you flash words as well as swords, you say, you're here to, you gave us hope. Your existence. That seems to do something to him. But he says, the beacon was extinguished from my own dragon's blood. You think you have a chance? You think pride and honor means anything compared to that? Yes. He queries you, and then it is Ixalan's turn.
Does he know it's been lit again?
No, but I'm about to fucking attack his ass anyway.
Oh my god.
What? He's right there. What do you want him to do? Back away and give him an opportunity attack? Fuck that.
Hey, I got my one arrow. I was satisfied.
21.
That hits.
Alright. No sneak attack this time. That is 7 damage.
Got it. Got it.
And with my bonus action, I will tell him that dragon has been slain, and we made sure to light the beacon itself. It shines bright in this dismal land.
You are a liar. The beacon is dead along with my order.
Can't. Does the. No, he. Oh.
You're a real bitch, man.
I have an idea of how he can actually see it, but he can't see it right now.
Deaths.
I'm gonna just say, it doesn't matter whether you believe. We'll do what needs to be done to take care of, removing straw. And I will shoot his fucking ass.
Okay.
Or shoot the ceiling.
17.
Quite his heavy plate blocks your arrow as though it were real.
Yes, 17 and then 28.
That hits.
Let's not do that. 7 damage.
Got it. Got it. He might be in harm's way if you get him close to him. Just say it.
No, I'm getting the fuck away from him. I didn't move close.
Oh, I'm getting
I was
close.
shooting him with a bow.
Oh, but the dog. The dog.
Oh no, I'm not letting him get anywhere near.
Yeah, if he's a combatant, you gotta be careful. Just,
Yeah, no,
I don't want Fido to go to, he's my dog, I'll put him down.
Oh my god.
He's my dog, Paul. Irina, she did her task. She is backing up.
you want to know Serena's becoming more and more useless to us at times?
Well,
Hey, she just brought
She
me back
we've
from the
had,
reminds
we've
brink
had
of
a lot of
death.
people, so we really haven't been able to use it.
Yeah, they're filling characters. Yeah, depends on how many people are missing. If you see Hector and Arena, their usefulness is inverse to the. Yeah, at least in combat, that's what I mean. Out of combat, they're perfectly viable. But she moves over to the right to flank him, or at least try to.
See, if somebody was playing a kobold character, you would get advantage right now.
James, you go ahead and make your kobold.
Hey, I already was drawing up the character as I was fucking dying.
Well, I had a feeling.
Don't play me.
Let's see. Calagath.
This is turn 4.
Yes.
Alright, 6 more turns for your turn undead.
I scarily Darth Vaderly start walking towards him.
I didn't hear no bell.
And as I'm walking, I say, "Look around you. You're beaten. You can either join us and help us defeat Strahd, or you can die here and now and be forgotten."
Death means nothing to me. I will simply return just as Strahd does.
I'll tell him to keep Strahd alive is to keep us imprisoned, and that I cannot forgive. And I will put my hand in front of his face, and I will use my last inflict wounds
Oh no!
on his face.
You hit though. Pretty anime, but did you hit?
12 plus 7, 19.
Nope.
God damn it! It just makes a big, annoying, screeching noise by his ear then.
You get a good grip on his heavy dragoon-like helmet, and you see it kind of implode in, a la Lord of the Rings, the Ring Wraith. But in a ghostly flash of misty smoke, it just becomes the same thing again, as though it never touched. Yes. He has no fear, and he's going to leave everyone's area, so everyone in melee gets an attack of opportunity, of course. He's gonna grab his spear.
Fucking hell.
Moves in a wispy, floating way.
Close range.
It's 22 for me.
It's
For what was it? 8 damage.
It's a 17, which I know it doesn't hit.
Arena as well. It's a slice of him as he goes by. He seems not to be bothered by that. Grabs his spear. Who is lucky victim this time? Oh, well. Technically the dog, but dog hasn't bothered him. He's a smart combatant. He's gonna go for its owner. He is a well-versed knight. Patches. You get a fat.
I like how Patrick's twice as likely to get attacked.
16. 16 damage. Taking the spear, raises it, throws it into your chest, just like the rest of them, with utmost precision and strength. He then goes forward, and he's going to attack you with a greatsword. 1 hit. 2 hits, 2 17s in a row. Nice. 26.
26 damage to me?
Yes.
God damn, alright, well I'm down, people.
I thought this was America!
Down slash, as you go down, taking the enormous impact of the greatsword, he expertly, wide arc, all the way up, impaling you on the blade. This man is a well-versed knight of the blade. Um, he is quite a verbose guy. Uh, he just says, I am Strahd's prison warden. That is my suffering for my failure. Um, let's see. Death is
Fine,
speaking.
we're
No,
still.
excellent, your turn.
I was gonna say, what happened to taking so quickly?
Okay, question.
Mhm.
The skylight that is above us,
Yes.
how does it look like it's weak, if any?
It's just glass. It's covered in dirt and decay and age, There's a few cracks on the edges. It's not looking great. It look like the sun. And in the center, there's like heavy banded iron holding up a chandelier. That's it.
All right. Deciding if I want to attack the glass or do something different. Do we? No, we don't. We don't know which direction that the beacon would be, do we?
Roll an intelligence check. Not a save, obviously.
13.
You in the courtyard, which is vaguely where the statue opened up to you, would have a perfectly fine view of the high up top of the third floor sort of a beacon. It would be hard to miss from anywhere on the grounds.
All right. Well, I will take my. I will. Hmm. I will take my dagger and throw it at the glass.
Give me a strength check.
That's even worse of a stat than my damn intelligence. Great. Alright. Blowing the dice. Nope. 5.
You hit the glass, and a riveting crack goes all the way through it. The dagger almost made purchase, but it falls back to the ground. But you see this huge crack go through it, and even a little dirt fell through. Um, it has been damaged.
Alright. I'm gonna use my movement and walk over to where the dagger is.
Okay. Yeah, you saw where it fell. You can grab it.
And I will bonus action hide.
Okay.
That is a total of 23 for stealth.
Okay. He'll have a good chance to see you since it's kind of an exposed room, but you do indeed hide. Okay. Cool. Death, give me a death save, please.
All right. 15.
Fine. Feeling great.
Wait. So I just gotta put a success.
Yes, one success. Arena runs over to you, crossing the large table, grabs you with one shoulder. Big Bad kind of puts his teeth on your leather armor on top, grabbing the other shoulder, and they drag you away from the spectral knight as much as they can. In a rush, obviously. Galgath. You're still glowing from a vibrant sort of green energy, the anti-undead energy that your god provides you, but you feel the clock is ticking.
I'm thinking. Damn it.
You could speak to him. You could ask your friends for advice. You could
Maybe
use your
say,
environment.
hey, we don't like having the shit being out of us. Please stop.
Please stop.
Look, break that glass.
He may be merciful if you beg for.
See, all I'm saying is, break the glass.
I'll tell him, after you die, what is there from stopping Strahd from doing exactly what he's doing now?
Says, I've already died, you fool. I died with my men. Oh.
I don't know, have you? Maybe I'll take your name up after we defeat you, and then defeat Strahd in your name.
Might be a little
He
prideful
begs.
for that.
He's a knight, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, man, he's not going to be too interested generally speaking. I can't imagine he would be too interested in that.
He says, I think a squire's life is better for you.
Does that mean you are considering
hurtful.
letting me join?
I'm not hearing a no.
He says, perhaps once you die, you'll reside in these halls along with me.
And then I get to annoy you for eternity.
Yeah, it's like, be careful what you wish for, boy.
I'm going to run up to him and try and inflict wounds again. But only at my lowest level. I never use these. 22.
That hits.
Okay. 4.
Okay. Well,
11 damage.
I don't know if we're going to be here.
Got it,
Maybe
got it.
about that, but...
And my summoned weapon is also going to attack because I
Well,
forgot to do that.
It's sort of all over
Last
the
turn.
place. Just to figure it out.
Let's see.
Well, yeah.
Also 22 to hit. 10 damage.
Damn. It's useful.
It is.
Well,
It is. It adds up. It may not be a lot of points all out at once, but you know, you're shooting arrows and casting spells.
Taking a brave stance against the Great Knight, him peering down from his unnatural spectral height, you raise a hand up and grab his face mask and inflict wounds upon him, a green, white light pouring life energy into him, abhorrent to his form as it is
Well,
now.
there's still one to go. It's just when we
You
can
bravely stand against him and inflict wounds. You see his form is starting to crack and
That'd be
crumble.
cool.
The armor is starting to show visible signs of wear and tear, as though time was being pushed into him from all the damage you're doing to him. His form is getting less and less
Did you
corporeal
comment?
as his grasp gets more tenuous, as you do more and more pain
Just show
inflicted
more
onto
thoughts on
him.
this stuff.
Uh,
Okay, well, I'll give it a probably.
he's gonna fight you.
Hell yeah, he is.
Hitch, what's your
Did you
19?
go tell Mama to call
18.
St. Patrick's?
He's talking to Megan, I think.
He's on the phone.
Oh.
I'm not anymore.
This disc. Okay, that is. What's your HP? Like 30?
Mine.
Like, how much health do I have left?
Yeah.
36.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
They're pretty good, man.
I used my
Yeah.
full pool of channel divinity healing all on myself.
Hits you for 25.
Hell yeah.
2 quick sword slashes. He tries to push you back. You stand strong.
I
Though
spit blood onto his face.
you got plenty of it exiting your body in a hurry. That's for sure.
He
But
spits
you're
hot fire.
still on your feet. Ixalan.
I will throw my dagger back at the ceiling.
Give me a strength check.
All right, let's see what we get this time. 10.
Yeah, I made you hit it twice, so that's fair. Yeah, not the strongest throw anyone's ever made, but the glass is impacted by these layers of dirt from years and years of neglect on what is like a very fancy sun window out that would have to be constantly maintained. The weight of the dirt easily gives way at the first sign of weakness, and just this cascade of muddy dirt and rainwater and roots just fall on top of you. Maybe almost 2 feet thick. It's just this wet, soppy barrage as this huge circular window explodes above you and everything just falls down. You do expose the beacon. It is bright in the darkness. Exposing the beacon, he stops and looks upon it in awe. The roaring flames seem to grow even larger, warmer, brighter, almost like sunlight. His greatsword slowly slips out of his hands as he looks in rapt attention. The fire rises to a great conflagration, fully encompassing its stand and housing, and even beyond. The roaring flame, looking closely, you can almost see the shape of a dragon, like forged silver, boiling in the heat. The great hall is lit by it. Looking around you, you see ghostly forms of knights gathered around the table, drinking and boasting merrily. The table is heavy with food and delicious food and goblets running over with sweet wine. For a moment, everything in the world seems perfect and just as it was long ago. But just in a moment, it's gone. The hall is back to darkness, and no one is there. Rain falls pitifully from the hole in the ceiling. Vladimir looks on. His ghostly face is choked with emotion, pain, sorrow, pride, memory. He does not reach for his sword again. He merely stands there looking up.
Vladimir, we told you we lit the beacon. We lit it as a sign to bring hope back to everyone in the land. Your order isn't dead, and we're here to carry it on for you. But we need your help.
Says I had not seen the light in so long. I thought it had gone out forever. He takes a long, reflective sigh. He said, I thought to be Strahd's jailkeeper, but it was only that I could not face my failure and my loss. He takes a long look at all of you and at the beacon that you have lit. He says, if you mean to go against Strahd, if you do not fear death, if you have the courage to face certain defeat with your sword held high, I am with you. I will move the final sleep of death itself to join you at the end. He takes one long look at you, and he looks around his great hall, now illuminated by the firelight, much warmer, much more bright and alive, even with all the muck and the rain. You can see the dancing firelight on the old goblets and plates and candelabras. He takes another long look. Says, until we meet again.
I'll give him a
Cheers.
bow.
A ghostly wisp of smoke is only goodbye, which dissipates quickly, leaving you alone in the rain.
Guys, I'm still on the floor over here.
Yes, that's all fantastic, but this
I'll go-
gaping wound. This is
I'll go over the dathers and stabilize him, since I'm proficient in
Okay,
medicine.
give me a medicine.
15.
You're fine. You're fine.
All right. Put my HP back up to what, 1?
Yeah.
pretty much. Is our elf friend still in the foyer?
Before you leave, you do notice something. His lance has been left by him.
Well, I can't use it.
Can we investigate? Let's try to figure out what to deal with it.
Assuming you pick it up, anyone going to take it?
I mean,
Ain't no bitch. I'll take it.
I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll use it. So
Great lance is tall as a man, and ice blue. Its handle is wrapped in leather, gilded with sapphires. Small silver wings dot the bottom, giving it the guiding feathers of an arrow. The tip of the lance is two-bladed, both blades twisting long and curved like reaching fangs. So razor sharp they seem invisible at the edge in the dancing firelight. A slight tinge of ice blue all across the weapon, save for the silver blades and leather, gives it an air of cold. And indeed, taking it in your hand, you feel the warmth leave you. You feel the lance hungers as you move it around. It seems to barely be contained, ready for glorious war to take part in. It is a +1 lance.
My
oh man,
God.
it's cool.
Once a day, you can activate Dragon's Breath, which is an explosion of ice damage, doing +3d6. Throwing it activates.
That sounds like a hunter weapon, honestly.
Throwing
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is what activates it.
I'm all about that. Taking it if you guys don't look like.
I can't
Which
use
is
it. I'm
no.
not proficient in lance or great lances, so
Fine.
I'm only proficient in javelins.
I'm proficient in martial weapons. Is it a martial weapon?
I got crossbow, handbow, longbow, longsword, rapier, short sword, and simple weapons.
Yeah, I can use it. What does it look like?
It's a martial weapon. It does 1d12 piercing and has reach. And that special ability I told you about. You should probably write it down. And it's +1. Don't forget that too. What does it look like?
Whatever you want it to look like.
I just described it. um,
Silver spear with silver wings.
The great lance is tall as a man, and ice blue. The handle is wrapped in leather, gilded with sapphires. Small wings dot the bottom, giving it the guiding feathers of an arrow. The tip of the lance is two-bladed, both blades twisting around each other and long, like reaching fangs. So razor sharp they seem invisible at the edge, and they dance in the firelight. A slight tinge of blue ice all across the weapon gives it an extreme feeling of cold, and as you hold it, you feel the warmth leave your body. You feel a hunger within it. It seems barely contained, ready for glorious war.
Is it called the blood spear?
It is not named. Did not
Yeah,
ask.
blood spear is the only thing that came up.
It's custom. I don't use.
What's the name of the sword? No,
But that's a +2 spear.
Bleach
Yeah,
sword. There's a character in Bleach that does ice that reminds me of this.
Oh, I
Can't
have
remember
no
the
idea.
guy's name. He summons like a big honking ass dragon and shirt guy with white hair.
Lance from Dragon Knight.
No man, from Bleach.
I would never. I hated Bleach so much.
Nah,
It just didn't.
you
It
gotta
didn't
read
do
it.
it
Don't
for
watch
me.
it. Too many fillers to watch it.
Well, reading and watching is a very different. But
You did not get to ask its name. I'm sure it had one, but Vladimir left in a very heartfelt way. He seemed to be going through a lot, but he promised his service to you all, as well as leaving his lance, Articuno, perhaps.
But it's a dragon, then, right? It's a
It is a dragon lance, yes.
it's Dragonlance.
Lance of a dragon knight. It does have magic powers, so we should probably name it. Naming it's fun. Magic weapon.
Okay.
Deserves a name.
Well,
Uh,
I think I know what I'm
at your
naming.
leisure.
Maybe not Blizzard.
Take a moment to
Well-
catch your breath. All of you are pretty damn injured, especially you, James, is going to have to give me a D100.
Both of them.
Oh, the brothers,
Hell
yes, yes.
yeah.
Let me get my chart, actually.
I didn't get to make that kobold after all.
So close.
Looks like 35. No,
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry, 55.
Keep that number in mind. Keep that
Yeah.
number in mind. This is becoming a novel. Uh, in the meantime, let me shoot back. So you guys take a breath. You're very injured, tired, covered in mud and water, bleeding. You take care of your wounds as well as you can. Maybe doing some quick battlefield stitching, or just
Yeah, I'll stabilize everyone's wounds.
maybe just lying on the ground and heaving breaths from that fight. But in the warmth of the firelight that you can now feel, and the light of the beacon, things aren't so bad. Irina, also heaving breaths from her battle as she moved you heavy guys around and struck out as well, takes out her journal and her map, the party journal, the party map, whatever. Um, she notices something about your tarot cards. Looking at your journal, or collective journal, whatever, where you kept the tarot cards you were given on the first night in these cursed lands, the card noting the paladin, a fallen knight from a fallen order, is now a gleaming heroic figure, armored and true. The figure no longer stands in the hall of the dead, but looks forward into the distance proudly. The card sticks out as being different from the others, a shining gold border versus the others' grim black and grays with ghastly shapes and deathly images. One part of the prophecy is fulfilled. Level up.
Hell yeah, time to dip into fighter. Actually, don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's actually
What
gonna
level
make
are you
a
again? 7?
for Josh's campaign.
This will be 7, yeah.
I was going to make a oh fuck, what are they called? The battle plan for Josh's campaign.
What was your injury number?
Mine or
Uh,
James.
Mine was 57. Or I'm sorry, 55. 55 was the number.
Wait, how come? I just went
Oh,
up a level, but my HP didn't change.
it should have. It's impossible to get 0, I think.
Nope. It
It's
I
because
guess
you're
if you have a
using some
negative.
kind of custom class or something.
no. I'm just a ranger.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's why. It has that override HP crap that I had from 2 games
Yeah, just
ago.
take it off.
Yeah, I got it situated now.
55, normal trauma, a large scar. So nothing outrageous happens to you on the next combat or anything like that, but you do have a large scar from your wound. A huge, like,
Doesn't say
two-pronged
where.
your chest where it hit you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that works.
Oh, my number was 67.
67. Uh, Being clapped in the head. I don't know if you're wearing a helmet or not, but your head, you kind of the Million Dollar Baby or whatever that boxing movie is, where she hits her neck on the fall
Yeah.
down. You really got your inner ear twisted and turned around. You have disadvantage on perception checks for 1d6 days.
Oh my god.
Please roll the 1d6, please.
Give me a. It's a
Are we
one! All
are we
right.
doing that many sessions?
Yeah.
It's only a one, so
Okay, just for
yeah.
you just discombobulated a little bit.
I was about to say.
It'll count for
Oh,
tomorrow, you know.
Jesus. This is not going to
But with that, unless you have any sorrowful glances to look into at the great hall that once was, your business is pretty much done here.
Yeah, what the fuck out of here.
Just get the fuck out of here.
As you exit the keep, a man on horseback awaits you. There's a wagon behind his old, tired horse. The fat, short man is very misshapen, one side of his face seeming to droop down far below the other, all the way down to its jaw itself, giving him a very slanted, melted look. One long arm raises in greeting, while the other stunted arm hangs onto the reins.
His strong arm, you would say.
Yeah. Well, it's not his hand, but you got it, you got it. My master, Strahd the Merciful, bids ye welcome. In his infinite goodwill and merry disposition, he sends you gifts. For
I don't want them.
for his lovely bride, a rose. Don't see those around very often, do you? He hands a single red rose to Irina. Irina takes the rose and smashes it into the muddy ground. The man makes as much of a grimace as he can on his melted face. Just says, "How unpleasant." For the rest of you, he thumbs one of his grotesque hands behind him. Behind the cart, 5 coffins lie in the mud, side by side. He says, "You may need those if you keep poking your nose into things."
Is this guy undead?
You don't know.
Shoot him
He's
in
just
the
ugly.
head.
He's
Might
just
just-
ugly.
He says, "It was hard getting those off the carts, so I'd appreciate a tip."
I tell him, here's a tip: crawl into one of the coffins, and I mean it.
He seems to take it in stride. He says, "Oh yes, yes, a good one."
No, I start shoving him into the coffin.
You gotta grapple him. He's not done talking.
I let him keep
Sir.
talking, but I shove him in the coffin.
He says, "Oh, good one, good one. My Lord Strahd says you are making trouble for him here and there. He bids you to visit him in his castle, as though you had manners, lest he have to come find you himself. Well, a good day to you."
Good kill him.
I chain him in the coffin and throw him in a river.
Give me a grapple check as you reach up and grab him.
Yeah, he's gonna have retard strength, James.
It doesn't.
15.
Hey. He not only is holding the reins on his big horse, but he has not a seat belt exactly, but it is like a safety, like a rope device that that carriages have tied to each side, so you don't fall out or something if the horse gets scared. Both of these things have him fast in the seat, and you can't quite pull him. Though he does a get off me! Don't grab me like that, you filth!
I continue to try and grapple him unless he's trying to get away from me.
He is now. You get one more shot.
He just light his whole carriage on fire.
I say, Dathus, give me that spear. We're about to fuck some shit up. 17 plus 2 is 19.
Is that your grapple?
That is my grapple.
Yeah, you ran up to him and just grabbed him like by the collar in anger, flying off the handle, one might say. But now that you have your feet down and your grip tight, you kind of quickly pull his short, round body out of his seat. He's swiping at you with his overly long hand and pushing at you with the short hand. And he says, "Don't touch me. I'm a messenger. Have you no dignity?"
No, and I shove him in the coffin.
He's gonna resist. Give me another one. He's not
Hell
happy.
yeah.
You're on 11.
That is a 21.
I mean, he pushes against you. His grotesque body, I really can't. Like, one arm hangs almost simian, almost down to his knees. One arm is like almost normal, but a little pushed back.
Oh,
Both
so,
he
so you mean like the manager you used to work with?
Yeah, just like that.
maybe.
Dude, dead serious.
I ain't related to no monkey.
He
No, not that one.
He brings up his left arm, the shorter one, and tries to punch you, barely doing any damage to you. And the right one, he wraps around you and tries to wrench himself off you, both doing nothing to you. You put him in the coffin. There's quite a lot of room in front and behind, but slamming the door, you see it kind of holds fast to his fat body, and you have to push the lid down.
What's his horse doing?
Sitting there, his horse is very old and tired.
I'm gonna go
Seems to
over and
Yeah,
seems to
yeah.
have
Well,
quite a
hang on a
journey.
minute. We're gonna
no, don't you dare. Don't you
no. We're gonna
dare.
make sure, Patrick. I'm not letting you kill another horse. We're gonna
I'm-
make sure
I
that the
think we're on
coffin
the
is
opposite
tied
side here.
down.
You
We're
want
gonna
to do
make sure
this
the
old guy
coffin is
style, aren't
tied
you?
nice and
Are
shut,
you
and we're gonna tie him to the horse, and then I slap the horse's ass
using rope?
Why don't you
using whatever we got.
Why don't you unbuckle the horse from the carriage?
We do that too.
Okay. So you just want the horse solo dragging the coffin off into the darkness.
Yeah, like just a fucked up slinky.
Okay. Um. First of all, whoever's tying the rope, give me a sleight of hand for your not strength.
John, you got the skills to pay the bills.
That's a 15.
Okay. Okay. You feel pretty confident about this knot.
I know how to do some half hitches. We're good.
You hear him pounding on the inside. Let me out! Let me out! I'm a messenger. Don't you know anything about propriety? You fools! You animals!
Well, how about when you get back to Strahd, you send him a message for us and tell him that this coffin is going to look very well with his body in it.
Yeah, I carved the word bitch onto the outside of the coffin.
I'll also, when we do that, when James does that, I want to carve the symbol of the Dragon Knights on there.
Ooh. Okay. They seem to have adopted Bahamut as their patron, which is just a dragon.
What?
Isn't Bahamut super evil?
Nope.
No,
Oh, okay.
depends in certain
D&D.
settings.
That's a Final Fantasy thing.
Yes. You do so. You have all the time in the world. He's stuck in there. He can't quite get out. His misshapen body does not afford a lot of strength. Getting it off and attaching it to the horse, you slap the horse's ass. The horse very casually starts walking, very slowly, taking his time.
Poor old Blanchy.
If you want him to run, you're going to need some animal handling to encourage him.
I shoot an arrow into its ass.
Damn. Okay. Yeah,
This-
give me a. Yeah, roll it. You'll have to roll it. He's not defenseless.
Hell yeah. 22.
Alright. Well, you only needed to not fuck up, really. And you didn't. Thunk into the fat, round horse ass. It's very, very thick, with C's and all that. But still, goes in. You're very close to it. Almost half the arrow length goes into the horse. The horse kicks its head up. Almost looks like he's gonna wrench its neck off from the shock and pain, and takes off into the night. Coffin dragging behind him.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at James and be like, that horse's ass
much
did
better than
nothing
the
to
river.
you.
I really wanted to tell him what name do you want written on your gravestone and still write bitch on the coffin.
Well, consider yourself so messaged.
We're gonna go look at his parents, right? That's our current directive. Is it?
Irina joins in your merriment, but as the coffin leaves, she gets a serious look on her face. She says, I don't wish to go to Strahd's castle until we are truly ready. I feel that once I go in, I do not expect to ever leave. Either Strahd dies, or I plunge this sword into my heart.
We're trying to find his parents' stuff, right? That's what we're working on right now, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I tell her, calm down, Hot Topic. Look, we're kind of trying to survive here.
The guy told you to come to Strahd's castle now, or he's going to come find you, but she doesn't want to. But it's up to you guys.
Nah, man, we're gonna go look for his parents first.
Okay.
Let's postpone it as much as possible.
Leaving the keep, firelight from the blazing beacon can be seen from very far away. As you put boot to ground and get some distance from the castle, it remains on the dark horizon, giving swirls of color to this cursed land, like a small sunrise against the endless darkness. Finally, it passes from sight, swallowed again by the ocean of dark, its warmth now only a memory, but a bright one. The road forward greets you with a fanged smile, ready to give you a reality check about where you are. Irina checks her map. The Abbey is quite close now, maybe 3 more days of travel.
Mm.
So you guys travel forward.
Yeah, yeah, we're
We do.
going that
We
way.
do.
As you travel, more more the same. It's a short trip up now, so you're not getting into too many great climate changes or anything. Just more of this now wet dirt, this Carpathian dark wood, very dour, cursed. You hear the movement of beasts and wails of humans sometimes in the dark. Nothing good ever. On one night, night one, some might say, you pass a boggy, water-ridden graveyard. The dull gravestones stick out of the mud and water. A few small mausoleums tilt and sink uh, in the murky muck, along with a tall fence brandished on top with iron bars. Um, Several bloated bodies, filled with swamp water, float on top of the small pools of water that's formed on the surface. As you walk by, rotten uh, flesh zombies begin to follow you from the graveyard. The undead, with skin falling off, swamp water pouring from their wounds, their faces distorted with death, disgusting, smelly creatures. They follow you, uselessly pushing themselves forward into the bars trying to get to you. They follow every step as you pass by.
What
What do
are
they look like?
these?
They're
Zombies.
they're basically like animated cadavers.
So this is like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, you assume they're from those graves in there.
Okay. Um. hmm. Um. I imagine Big Bad's not too excited about it, considering that's like my one of my main enemies.
He growls uneasily, but the strong iron fence is keeping you guys walled off from each other. They watch you with glassy white eyes, trying to squeeze through the bars to no avail.
Disgusting creatures.
Um. So they're not really messing with us; they're just kind of following us.
Yeah, they're trapped in their little graveyard.
I'm just gonna mind my own damn business if they're not directly messing with us. I mean, I'd like to kill them, but maybe too much to worry about until we actually get some rest.
Zombies uselessly push themselves toward you behind the bars. They follow your every step until they get to a corner, and all begin trapping themselves in the corner, getting as close to you as possibly can as you walk past them.
As we're passing, I want to see something. I will take out the ring that has the emblem of Strahd on it and see how they react.
They give no reaction. No
Alright.
reaction. They seem brainless.
Okay.
But you do wonder what sort of necromantic power had brought back these zombies here and why. But onward.
Let's say, can we see past them further into the?
That's just a swampy graveyard. Big square graveyard. The fence around it. That is your interesting thing for the night. So, you guys will get some rest along the road. Maybe a little uneasy, with all the darkness around you. But that's any time in Strahd's land. You guys will get a full rest finally.
Meditate for 4 hours that I only need and keep watch over everyone else.
Seems to be pretty uneventful. As does the second night.
It's still got my HP at 67. I don't know why it's not. It
Go
says my
into
HP is fixed at 46.
if you go into your character settings and go to home, you can change it to be fixed or manual if you want.
You're getting close now. Irina points to a tall, gently sloping hill in the distance. Atop it, you can see a huge white building. Even in the great distance, you still have to travel. She points and says, "Oh, that's the Abbey. We're getting close. Maybe one more night." Putting boots to ground, you huff it. Destination in sight. Your spirits are a little higher. On the third night, the mist is thick, backlit by the moon on high. You hear the rustling and movement of night creatures, though this is not uncommon. Give me a perception check, whoever is awake. Ixalan, probably.
That's what I think.
Depends on your
Perception?
character's personal sleep patterns. Yes.
It'd be me. That's a dirty 20.
Hector is twisting and turning in the night. Sweat covered, as though he was afflicted with a fever, pale and clearly in pain.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
How cloudy is it?
Pretty cloudy. Misty really, not cloudy, but
All right. So
you can see
we
a
can-
bright moon on high.
Knowing his condition, I can pretty much assume that it is almost in a state of being full.
He is writhing now.
Uh,
Oh shit. Are we by anything?
Side of the road campsite. Whatever you have on you.
Are there any trees or anything around us?
Yes. I think Carpathian, like northern European woodlands, tall, dark wood.
So out of character, did anyone grab the chains that he was chained to the tree with?
It has to be written down on your character sheet.
Because I don't remember grabbing it.
I feel like one of the other guys did it. I don't think it was us.
Yeah, maybe so.
I will gather up all the rope that we have and bind him down as best as I can while he's still coherent.
It's difficult. Give me a sleight of hand at disadvantage as he writhes and begins twisting and moaning in agony. He also begins to change a bit. Give me that sleight of hand.
Do you want the 19 or the 15? Because the 15 is going to be a dirty 20.
Okay. That's pretty good.
I mean, if I have 50 feet of rope, that's a fairly large amount of rope to kind of bind his arms to his body multiple times.
He is bound. It's more of a time thing. His limbs begin to stretch horrifically. His face makes spine-chilling cracks and breaks as it extends to a lupine length and begins getting covered in black hairs. Now the werewolf bends and writhes, and his bones make horrific, wet, breaking sounds, and are put back together as the infernal magic in his blood causes this curse to change his body. His claws lengthen, and his teeth become yellow-white daggers. He howls a great, baleful howl to the moon. The werewolf is here, and bound, but he might get a chance to deal with that next time on D&D.
It's gonna be great because Everybody else who hasn't fucking been here is yeah.
Yeah, there's a werewolf now.
Something wrong with that dog. Joby, get on over here, boy.
What's the dog doing?